Hello and welcome to a humble Highland home. Thank you for joining me here today. I've mentioned my green cone food digester in previous videos. This one came from my previous garden and it's been in the ground for about 15 years, so it really has served me well, and the plants that surrounded it just thrived. Unfortunately, the fixings that holds the cone and the basket together were damaged as it was taken out of the ground. Now, we prefer to try to fix things rather than buy a new. Unfortunately, Adam has a lot of skills when it comes to fixing things. So Adam will take this away and hopefully work his magic so it can be used once again to feed and nurture this area of the garden and prevent the cooked food waste going into landfill. Green cone part of the food digester is double walled, and it's a solar cone that creates a heat trap of circulating air to encourage bacteria growth. When the waste food is added to the basket, the natural microorganisms and worms move freely in and out of the basket and break down the food waste. I've chosen this spot as it is in full sun, which the green cone needs to work properly. It's also en route to the compost bin, so everything is the same area for the ease of use. I think the rhubarb will be thanking me once the green cone starts doing its yummy stuff. But first, I need to dig a big hole, big enough for the basket to be fully immersed and for the soil to be coming a few inches up the side of the green cone. And just like all the other areas of this garden, there's lots of rocks to remove first. The difference between the green cone and a traditional compost bin is the waste products that are added to it. A traditional compost bin is a great way to recycle garden waste, kitchen fruit and veg peelings, eggshells and wood ash. Whereas the green cone allows you to recycle the items that you can't add to a compost bin. So you would be able to add leftover cooked foods, including vegetables, pasta, meat, bones, dairy and baked goods. This can save so many scrap food items going into landfill, only to be buried to produce unhelpful gases that are released directly back into the atmosphere. I would always try to avoid waste to start with, but it does feel good to know that I have both the food digester and the composting system in place that works for us, and that we can turn waste products back into something that can nurture the soil and in turn grow food that feeds us again. A full circle economy. And of course, there has to be one little obstacle to make things more challenging. But with a little bit of persuasion, it comes out. I find it interesting, and I come across the little broken pieces of pottery dug deep into the garden. It shows the signs of life lived here once before us, and I should imagine lots of tea was once poured from this teapot. I'm a great believer in there's always times for tea, and I think a lot can be solved with a good chat over a cup of tea. Now that I have the green cone in place, I'm going to be backfilling with some free draining mixture all around the basket. The soil filters out any smells and prevents flies and any vermin. I have never had any problems in the past, so I will just do what I've done before. But I think the key is to make sure that the join is completely covered in between the cone and the basket. And now the nutrient-rich water can enter the surrounding ground, feeding the soil and the plants from the roots up. I've added a sprinkling of accelerator powder, which is a powder mixture of natural bacteria on a cereal base, and that ensures the healthy population of safe bacteria to keep the green cone working efficiently. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Let me know if you've used a green cone before. But meanwhile, thank you for joining me here today. Please leave any comments below or chat with me over on Instagram. Take care of yourself and others, and I'll see you in the next video.